What's going on, everybody? I'm Connor from Hunting the Outdoors, and today I decided to take the video outdoors, which may have been a mistake because it's still probably about 100 degrees and I think it's only maybe 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6:30. Anyway, today's video is going to be the rundown of my new Leupold product that I have, from the new rangefinder to the spotting scope and my binoculars. I've yet to get a scope yet to replace the ride-on products that I sold, but we'll be looking into getting that before deer season starts. So with this video, let's start it off checking out the rangefinder, the new RX-14i TBR from Leupold. Let's get started with the RX-14i TBR. So like I said, this bad boy starts off at a price point of $200, which is pretty affordable to me, for the technology that you're getting. The only other comparison that I've ever had to a rangefinder is I owned a Vortex Impact, and not in any kind of biased opinion, I hated using it. If it was anything over 300 yards, you were not going to get a reading whatsoever. So it made shooting distance basically impossible, to where you're having to guess distances or having to use your buddies. It's 4 inches long, weighs 5 ounces, extremely lightweight, compact, comes with a little pouch that you can take around with you. Ranges deer out to, they say, 950 yards, and buildings up to 1,200 yards, and then any reflectable surface out to 1,400 yards, obviously. I can go ahead and give you a little quick field test. Probably see the neighborhood behind me. There's a blue tarp playground right over there. Let's see. Click, turn it on. 468 yards. It comes with 3 built-in reticules that you can change, and you can obviously brighten or dim it, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a great rangefinder. I love it. Obviously, if it can hit 468 yards like that, you should have no problem using it in the backcountry, or anywhere here like in Texas where most of your shots aren't 200 yards. Yeah, so that is the Leupold RX-14i, and this is what I will be using from here on out. Let's move on to the spotting scope next. It's going to be the BX-2 Alpine 20 by 60 by 80. It's their angled, and to say the least, it's a beast. This is the SX-2 Alpine 20 by 60 by 80 spotting scope by Leupold. It is a beast of a spotting scope. When I got this, I had in mind that I wanted something with a bigger objective lens to give me a bigger field of view when in the backcountry. This next coming year, I've got 2 hunts planned right now back to Idaho. I'm going on a spring bear hunt, and then I'm going on a mule deer hunt with my father late in the fall. So I got rid of my Vortex Razor HD. I think it was the 16 by 40 by 65. Not gonna lie, how compact it was and lightweight it was phenomenal. The only thing con about that spotting scope was just didn't have that that range to really get in and see what you're looking at. Whenever we'd find bucks way off in the distance, it was hard to get a good idea of how big exactly they were. So whenever I started looking for a new one, I knew I wanted a bigger objective lens and a little further zoom. So that's what brought me to the SX-2 Alpine. It is heavy, I'm not gonna lie. 67 ounces. And for all of you out there that want to do the math, there's 16 ounces in a pound. So you can do that math and figure out that it is a little bit bulky. So for all of you backcountry hunters out there, when you add up your ounces and pounds and stuff like that and all your space in your pack, this guy is going to take up a little bit more space and he is going to add some more weight. But in my opinion, that extra zoom, that bigger objective lens comes in handy. My personal opinion, not everybody feels that way. That's just how I am. The only other con about this is, compared to my Razor HD, is with this there's only one clarification knob, I guess you could say. With the Razor HD that I had, it had a larger clarification, and then I had a fine-tune knob. This one only has one, so you don't get the luxury of really fine-tuning the image that you're looking at. But with the price point of this only being $500, give or take, you get what you pay for. So that is my only other reserve about this, is not having that luxury. But so far I have not had any complaints about the clarity of the glass. So this will be the spotting scope that I will be running, and I will be taking to Idaho on my spring bear and my fall mule deer trip. The BX-2 Alpine 10x52 binoculars, they are in the same classification as this spotting scope. So let's check them out. Okay, so these are the BX-2 Alpine HD 10x52 binoculars that I recently obtained. Very clear, super lightweight. They are only 30 ounces and 6 inches long. So they are, for, in my opinion, a 10x52 binocular, a lot more lightweight, especially compared to some of the Vortex binoculars out there. Obviously, whenever you get higher up in the price point, the ounces start to shave down. That's kind of, known across the board. They, same thing, kind of like I was talking about with the spotting scope. The binoculars that I had before this were the Vortex Diamondback 10x42s, which is pretty much your standard binocular size. I wanted to get a bigger objective lens when going back out into the backcountry out west. Not that I had an issue using the 10x42s last time, it's just that I wanted a bigger objective lens because there is way more country to scan than there is here in Texas. When, I mean, let's face it, you're sitting in your deer blind waiting for the feeder to go off and you know what you're looking at. We're out there, you're in the vast wide open, and you have everything to look at. So that's kind of what sold me on getting the 10x52s. These pricing right at $269, I believe it was, $270. And so they're, very, I would say, budget friendly. They're obviously, not the lowest line of binocular that Leupold offers, but they're not obviously the highest either, so they're not going to break the bank. They have been good binoculars to me. I would recommend them. I've had a bunch of people recommend the guides, which are a couple lines up from these, but in my opinion, the glass is good, and I wouldn't, if you can afford it, get the guides, or whatever line of whatever it is that you can afford. For me, these products are what was in my budget, and ultimately is turned out to be a good buy in my opinion. So they do come with your typical Bino harness. I do like the Leupold one better than the Vortex one. This one has like a locking little strap on it, whereas the Vortex one, for one ungodly reason, would never stay closed. Anytime I felt like I was bending over, the binoculars were falling out of the Bino harness. So I did like this one. I will be getting a marsupial gear Bino harness before the next outing, just because you know, I do like it's got a little bit better padded straps on it, and you can buy it and it comes with a rangefinder pouch with a lanyard put on it, so it's a pretty good selling point to me. But that's pretty much it. Here's the binoculars, and I'll off to the side, I'll step over kind of to the side of the frame, and I'll put you know, just the link to Binos, rangefinder, and the spotting scope off to the side. You know, just kind of give you a little rundown from the website. The Diamondbacks were good. I just, you know, it is always nice to upgrade. I am, though, looking for recommendations on rifle scopes. So if you're watching this and you have a Leupold, or have ever used a Leupold rifle scope and you have a recommendation for me, please drop it in the comments. Or if you follow me on Instagram, shoot me a message on there. Or if you know me, you know, shoot me a text or a Snapchat or something like that. Because I am looking to get a new scope, because right now I'm without a scope on my rifle, and deer season's coming up in a couple months, so I need to get cracking on that. But yeah, that's it for the Binos, and that's gonna be it for the video. Short and sweet, nothing too fancy, just obviously, you know, telling you stuff you probably already know, giving you a little bit more insight on these products. To be honest, the spotting scope, I've had a couple people say, oh man, that thing's really bulky, that thing's really big. So whenever I go into the, you know, go hunting for, you know, obviously overnight, I have to take my pack. I run the Kuiu 6000 Pro, and it's got those big side pockets, and that spotting scope honestly fits in it perfect. So I have no reserves for it. You know, obviously, you know, in those small little fine-tuning things, but you know, it's all kind of will come with time, upgrading, stuff like that. But that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. If you have any more recommendations on videos, stuff like that, you'd like to see, hear about, shoot it in the comments, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram over here, fit it on the screen. Everybody go ahead and give me a follow if you don't already follow me. I do post some political stuff on there, my story, so just, you know, fair warning. But yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Helps grow the page. You guys have done a phenomenal job of that. But thanks again for watching, and see you next time.